Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining. We're going to start our session today, continuing from Aranya Kanda. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtam Vadatmajam Vanarayutha Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Shirasa Namami Apadam Apahartaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shri Ramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham Dakshine Lakshmano Yasya Vame Cha Janakatmaja Purato Marutir Yasya Tam Vande Raghunandanam. All right, welcome back. We are reading from Aranya Kanda. Today we will do chapter 55. This chapter is when Ravana, now that he has brought Sita Devi to Lanka and has brought her to his palace, he is delighted and she is morose. And that is the mismatch here. And in his delight, he is going to try and convince Sita Devi to the best of his ability for her to acquiesce, if not fully agree, at least acquiesce to his proposal. Because he has a curse hanging right round his neck. And the curse is that if he forces himself to violate a woman, to violate a woman without her consent, of course, no woman will consent to be violated. My point is, if he engages in any sexual advances without consent, he will die immediately. And so he has to try very hard to convince Sita Devi. So I'm going to okay, I hope it's clear. You can hear me, correct? Yeah. So you will keep a track. You can hear me? Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
Prabhu.
So let's keep a track. As I read these verses, you make either a mental note or actual note of the different ways in which he tries to sway Sita Devi's determination. Just a hint, he will beg or plead, he will threaten, he will show off, he will gloat about him. There's a whole list of things that he does. And that list that we're going to look at is a way in which we can consider how illusion or Maya or the illusory potency convinces us against our determination to reunite with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what has happened is Ravana. Let's look at the chapter together. So remember, Ravana had sent 8 demons to Janasthan to become spies and bring back information of what Ramachandra is going to do, and also protect Janasthan in the place of Kharadusha, Trishara, and 14,000. And in this condition, he looks at Sita Devi, and this is the way Sita Devi is in Ravana's palace. Ashrupurnaha mukhim dinam shoka bhara avapeditam vayuh vegai iva akrantam majjantim navam arnave. Ashrupurna mukhim dinam. Her eyes are filled with tears and her face is in a very morose condition, dinam. Shoka bhara avapeditam. And she is tormented by the burden of lamentation or sadness or sorrow for being separated from Ramachandra, for being so horrendously kidnapped, and for being cheated. And her own sense of regret for having fallen prey to the illusory tricks of the golden deer Maricha. So that is a big burden on her, Shoka Bhara. And her emotion is like that described by Valmiki, like a boat being swayed by the wind before it capsizes. Vayu vega iva akrantam majjatim navam arnave. In an ocean, when a boat is swayed by massive winds in such a way that it's about to capsize and drown. Another analogy Valmiki gives is Mrigha Yutha Paribhrashtam Mrigim Shwabhi Iva Avrutam. When a herd of deer is attacked suddenly by a pack of wolves, then the deer run helter-skelter. And one female deer or doe becomes isolated and the pack of wolves attack that one particular deer. This is a strategy. Actually, National Geographic also tells us that wolves hunt in packs. And their strategy is to suddenly attack and cause fear and panic in the deer, such that up until the point when they're together, they seem to have some strength. And in that panic, they separate so badly and they run without thinking. And one of them becomes isolated, and the pack of wolves actually pursues that one isolated deer. Adhogata mukhim sitam tam abhyetya nishachara. Adhogatim, her face is sunken. She's facing downwards. Sitam tam abhyeta nishachara. At that time, the nishachara, the Rakshasa, addressed her. He said, Tam tu shoka vashad dinam avasham rakshasadhipaha sa balat darshayamasa gruham deva gruha upamam. In such a condition of sorrow and distress and separation that she was in, Ravana, the king of Rakshasas, so you will hear this phrase Rakshasadhipa, Adhipa, if you're interested in Sanskrit, wherever the word pa is as a subscript, postscript, it means ruler or maintainer. Like Lord Krishna is called Gopa or Gopala. A tree is called Mulapa, Padapa, that is which is nourished by its feet, by the roots. So Adhipa means one who nourishes or maintains those who are below him. And who are those? Rakshasa Adhipa. The major retinue of Rakshasas under him, he is the master. This word keeps coming again and again to tell. Valmiki is telling us that he is an enormous, powerful fellow who has no challenge from anyone, is speaking to Dinam Avashan, someone who's very helpless. So the power dynamic is very, very intense. And Sa Balat Darshayamasa, forcibly he wants to make Sita see his house. First of all, see what a beautiful house you're in, Sita. Griha Deva, Griha Upamam. He wants to show his house, which is comparable to the house of the gods. So he's telling her indirectly, you are living in a forest, in a hut, wearing these kinds of clothes, lying down on a bed made of grass. Look at where you are. Look at my house. I just look at my house, how many bedrooms and such amenities, such facilities, and how well ornated my house is. So now Ravana is boasting about his kingdom. Dasha Rakshasa Kotyaha Cha Dvavimshati Atha Apara Varjayitva Jaravriddhan Balancha Rajani Charan. Rajani Charan means those who move about in the night time, the Rakshasas. He says, my followers are Dasha Rakshasa Kotyaha, 10 crores, or we say crore is 10 million, 100 million, 100 lakhs is 1 crore. That's 10 million. And he says, Dasha Kotyaha, so 100 million. Cha Dvavimshati plus 220 million on top. Atha Apara on top of that. So totally I have 330 million Rakshasas who are on my beck and call. Oh, by the way, Sita, it does not include certain persons. Varjayitva, meaning excluding. Jara, those that who are weak. Vriddhan, those who have become old. And Balan, the little Rakshasa kids. I don't know if they're cute or not, but Rakshasa kids. I'm not counting them. And all of them think of me as their only master. Tesham Prabhu Aham Site Sarvesham Bhima Karmanam. And of all of them, they can accomplish very amazing, impossible tasks. Bhima Karmanam. Among them, they think of me as their Prabhu. So they all meet Ravana and say, Hare, I shouldn't say Hare Krishna Prabhu, but they look at Ravana and says, Hare, not even Hari Bol Prabhu. They say, Prabhu, how are you? Tesham Prabhur Aham Site Sarvesham Bhima Karmanam. So he's telling her how much strength and prowess and what kind of following he has. Then Sahasram Ekam Ekasya Mama Karya Purasaram Yadidam Rajyam Tantram Me Tvai Sarvam Pratishtitam Jeevitam Cha Vishalakshi Tvam Me Pranai Gariyasi. He says, Ekam Ekasya Mama Karya. For every single instruction or work that needs to be done for me, Sahasram, thousands of them will rush to fulfill it. You know, if you've noticed, sometimes we see that when a great person, let's say a minister or someone, they arrive on stage and they're looking for a chair and someone has to move a chair for them, suddenly 10 people will rush to move one chair. Here Ravana is saying thousands of them will come. Yad idam rajyam tantram te tvai sarvam pratishtatam. And this entire Lanka is under my dominion. And they will even give up their life. Jeevitam cha Vishalakshi. They will give up their life for me if necessary. However, Sita, Vishalakshi means one who has very big, broad eyes. Tvam me pranaihi gariyasi. You are more important than my own life. They think I am their life and complete. They've completely surrendered unto me, but I have surrendered unto you because you are more important than my own life. And he continues. He says, Bahvinam uttam strinam mamayo asau parigraha tasam tvam ishwari site mama bharya bhava priye. Priye, oh darling, my very lovable Sita, Site, mama bharya bhava, become my wife. And when you become my wife, you will become Ishwari. You will become the queen, the reigning supreme queen of who though? Bahvinam uttama strinam. In my harem, I have many uttama strinam, very exquisitely beautiful women. Yau asau parigraha. They are in this collection of these great women. Parigraha means each of them is so captivating. Tasam tvam ishwari sita. And among them, you will be the topmost queen. So please become my wife, my dear. Sadhu kim anyaya buddhya rochayasva vacho mama bhajasva ma abhitaptasya prasadam kartum arhasi. Prasadam kartum arhasi. Please be merciful. Please give me your mercy. Why? Abhitaptasya. I am feeling tormented for my love for you, or in my love for you, I am being tormented. So, bhajasva ma abhitaptasya. So, please stop this tormenting. Simply accept, give me your mercy. Sadhu kimte anyaya buddhya. I have spoken so many sweet words to you, and I'm asking you to show your compassion upon me. Then what is the use of you thinking about Ramachandra? Anyaya buddhya rochayasva. Why do you have to think about Ramachandra? Why are you keen on Ramachandra? Parikshipta samudrena lanka iyam shatayojana na iyam gharshayitum shakyah na indraihi api sura asuraihi. And says, by the way, you are sitting here isolated. Parikshipta means actually surrounded by. Samudrena parikshipta lanka iyam shatayojana. This Lanka is 100 yojanas away from mainland. Na iyam dharshayitum shakya. It's not possible for anybody to come and attack Lanka. So Indrahi, neither Indra, api sura asurai, nor other demons or the demigods can even attack Lanka. So if you are sitting here crying, thinking, oh, the demigods will come or Ramachandra will come, somehow he will take me away from here, that ain't happening. You are here, you're mine, in my Lanka. Na deveshu na yaksheshu, na gandharveshu na rishishu, aham pashyami lokeshu, yo me virya samo bhavit. I'm looking to see across all the realms in the three worlds, if there is anyone who is equal to me in virya. Yo me virya samo bhavet pashyami. I'm still looking. And I haven't found anybody who can challenge me in the demigods, yakshas, gandharvas, rishis. Nobody. Rajya bhrashtena dinena tapasena padatina. Yeah. Kim karishyasi ramena manushena alpatejasa. These great personalities, the rishis, the yakshas, the devas, gandharvas, they have great prowess, tejasa. And if they cannot do anything to me, what will one simple Rama will do? Manushena alpate. Alpa is very little. He has very little tejasa because he's a human being. Human beings are useless. They cannot get their day schedule properly taken care of. They're always tormented. What will he do? Kim karishyasi? What will Ramachandra do? And for him to even have tejasa, he must have a kingdom, chariots, horses, cavalry, infantry. But he is living in a forest. Rajya bhrashtena. He's been kicked out of his kingdom. Dinena tapasena. He is living like a very weak, Dina, fallen fellow. Tapasena, performing austerities, eating food that doesn't make the body strong necessarily. He's not eating rajasic food, he's eating fruits, berries. How is his body going to be strong? And Padatina is vagrant. He's just roaming around here and there. Padatina, moving around on foot, great kings with great power are carried in palanquins and chariots and planes. He's walking from it. So don't expect Rama will come for you. And he says, Bhajasva Site Mam Eva Bharta Aham Sadrishatava. Yauvanam hi adhruvam bhiru ramyasva iha mayasaha. Don't waste time, Sita. Yauvanam hi adhruvam. This youthhood that anybody has is very short-lived. You're young. I'm also young. Both of us have great youth in our benefit. And it's going to become, why do you want to waste your youth and wait to become old? Bhiru means very, a woman who's very agitable. She can agitate someone's lust just by herself. Ramasva ihamayasaha. Why don't you enjoy along with me? And therefore he says, Bhajasva Site Mam. O Sita, just enjoy with me. Eva Bharta Aham Sadrish. I am the only husband that is available for you right now. Now, he is telling her, I'm your husband, or I'm the only eligible husband, but he's forgetting one thing. She's already married. He's not flirting or courting a unmarried young woman. She's married. Yet he is so tormented and overcome by lust for her. And he says, Darshane ma krutha buddhim raghavasya varanane ka asya shakti iha ang agantum api site manorathe. So I want to pause and see if you're picking up on the different words. He's calling her Sita, Bhiru, Varanane. Varanane means the best face. She has very exquisite face, very beautiful face. And then he says, Manorathe. Site, api Manorathe. That even if Ramachandra, by his intelligence or by his ways of maneuvering, even by his thoughts, he cannot come to Lanka. And Darshane ma krutha. Don't think of seeing Ramchandra. It's not going to happen. There's no use thinking that you will see Rama. You're not going to see. You have a beautiful face. That Ramachandra is not going to be able to see your beautiful face. Ka asya shakti? Who has that kind of strength? Who can even in his thoughts enter Lanka? Forget physically, even his thoughts cannot enter. Na shakyo vayuhu akasho pasho baddham mahajabah दीप्तयामानस्य वा अपि अग्नेः ग्रहीतुं विमलां शिखाम्. Just as nobody can capture wind or sky, right? Or the news of death. Nobody can hold the flames of a very wild fire that has very sharp shikha or end points. When you look at a big fire, it has its tongues like this, and it's so violent and so powerful. No one can capture. So when no one can capture that, how can someone capture Lanka? It's as impossible as capturing the wind or sky or the news of death or a flame. And he says, Trayanam apilokanam natam pashyami shobhane vikramena nayet yaha tvam mat bahu paripalitam. There is nobody. Trayanam apilokanam. In the three worlds, natam pashyami shobhane. There is nobody. Shobhane means, oh, beautiful lady. One who brings shubha into anyone's life. Vikramena nayet yahatvam mat bahu pari. And if I am holding you or protecting you by my 20 arms, there is nobody as Vikrama or a great person who can release you from my clasp. Lankayam sumahat rajyam idam tvam anupalayah tvam preshya madvidha chaiva devaha cha api characharam. Anupalaya. Sita, you can rule over this Lanka. Lankayam sumahat rajyam. This great kingdom Lanka, tvam anupalaya. You can rule. This is for you to rule. And anybody, the devaha, api charachara, the moving and the immovable, right? They will all, tvat preshyaha, they will all come to please you. They will all become your servants. Just if you marry me. Just the way they are serving me. Madvidha tvam preshya. They will do the same for you. The way they are falling on the floor, rolling the red carpet for me, and pretty much kissing the ground that I walk on, they will do the same for you. And he says, Abhisheka udaka klinnaha tushta churamayasva mam dushkrutam yat pura karma vanavasena tadgatam yachate sukrute dharma tasya iha phalam apnuhi. Both of us sitting together can bathe. Yeah? They will do abhishek for us. And when you do so, I will be delighted. Tushtacha ramayasva mam. So as they pour big buckets of fragrant liquids on both of us, we'll become very happy. Dushkritam yat pura karma vanavasena tadgatam. That bad times have gone for you. Now, because in you're living in the forest, those were bad times. Good times have come for you. And now is the time for you to enjoy the fruits of Sukruta, Sukruti. The great deeds that you have done have fructified now by you being with me. Iha phalam apnuhi. You enjoy the fruits of your good karma now with me. And he says, Oh Maithili, iha Sarvani Malyani Divya Gandhani Maithili Bhushanani cha Mukhyani Tani Seva Maya Saha. Seva Maya Saha. Along with me, you enjoy. And Maithili, you are the princess of Mithila. So enjoy with me. Iha Sarvani Malyani. All of these great garlands, because he has garlands made with very exquisite flowers arranged in the most pleasing order that are colorful, delightful, fragrant, with bees humming around it. Divya Gandhani. You can be anointed by very, very beautiful paste like sandalwood, aguru, musk, etc. So your body is fragrant. Bhushanani, and ornaments, earrings, nose ring, diamonds on the hair, chudamani, necklaces, armlets, they are called keura, belts to your waist, anklets, toe rings, whatever you want, rings for your fingers, all of them, mukhyanitani, all of the special, exquisite jewelry you can enjoy with me. Pushpakam nama shushroni Bhratu Vaishravanasya se Vimanam Surya Sankasham Tarasa Nirjitam Rane. And Sita, she calls her Shushroni, one who has a very slender waist. Shroni means waist. Sushroni means very exquisite waist, very delicate, exquisite, thin waist. And he says, Pushpakam Nama, this plain called Pushpaka, Vaishravanasya me, belongs to my brother that I took away from him by fighting. Nirjitam Rane. I defeated him in battle and got it. And this is for you. And look at my car. He's enchanting her or enticing her by showing her his car. Vimanam Surya Sankasham. It is as resplendent as the sun. Sometimes people think that, oh, he's driving a nice car. He has a nice house. He has a lot of bank balance. He's a good guy. That's sort of the attraction. Vishalam Ramaniyam Chatat Vimanam Manojavam Tatra Site Maya Sardham Viharasva Yatha Sukham. However you like. Vishalam, this plane is very big. It's not some little plane where you have to sit in a very tight way. It's a big, massive car. You can relax. Great leg space. And you can relax. The seats go back, air conditioned, whatever. Ramaniya, very enjoyable Vimanam. And Manojavam, it is excited by its thoughts. By his mental, just by thought, it can go anywhere it wants in a nice speed. Tatra Site Maya Sardham, along with me, Viharasva Yatha Sukham. We can go here and there, visit Europe, visit Bali, visit wherever you want to go, we can go. Vadanam Padma Shankasam Vimalam Charu Darshanam Shokartam tu Viraroha na Brajati Varanane. Then now he is glorifying her beauty. He says, Vara Anane, your face is so beautiful, exquisite. Vadanam. Vadanam means your speech, or your face, either way. Your face, Padma Shankasham, lotus face. Vimalam Charu Darshanam, has no Vimala. Mala means any spot or errors or any faults. Vimalam, very pure, no flaw of any kind in your face. Charu Darshanam, and so beautiful to look at. Then Shoka Artam tu Virarahe. Then with you have such beauty, but why are you not looking happy, Sita? There is so much for you to enjoy, because he's all interested in the happiness in externalities, happiness in things. very classically materialistic, thinking that happiness exists in things. And then he says, Valmiki says, Evam vadati tasmin sa vastra antena varanganaha vidya pidhaya indu nibham Sita mandam ashrun avartayat. So while Ravana was speaking to Sita in this way, the very beautiful, graceful Sita covered her face with her sari. Vara angana antena vastra. By the end of her cloth, she covered her face, because now he is blatantly glorifying her face. That means he's staring very lustily at her. Her face, indu nibham, like a full moon. That face she covered. Vidhaya means to covered. And while her face is covered, dhyayantim tam iva avastham Sitam chinta hata prabham uvacha vachanam viro ravano rajnicharaha. This Sita, who is in some serious distress, while she is seriously thinking about Ramachandra, and her brilliance covered by the end of her sari or cloth, she spoke to Ravana. Now she's going to give him a little dose, because he spoke saying, all this is available for you. And now she's going to tell him that she's not interested. She says, Alam vridena vaidehi dharmalopa kritena te arsho ayam devi nishyando yahatvam avigamishasi. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not Sita speaking. While her face is covered, while her face is covered and she's in a very morose situation, Ravana continued speaking. And Ravana said, Alam, enough. Alam vridena. Oh Sita, enough of this embarrassment. Vaidehi dharma lopakritena te. You are thinking that somehow you are violating some dharmic scriptures by thinking that if I go with Ravana, will I be violating any dharmic rules? He says, no. Arsho ayam devi nishyendeo yahatvam avigamishati. You are going, if you agree to marry me, you are not violating any dharmic principles, because I am rightfully asking your hand and you are agreeing. This is according to dharma, which according to dharma is true, but it only applies to girls who are not married or women who are not married. She is already married. She's not even a widow. Her husband is not dead. He is very much alive. Ravana has captured and kidnapped her. So when he's telling her, this is according to dharma, he's using dharma to his advantage. This is one of the ways people justify their acts on the basis of scripture. For example, one of the most abused verses in Bhagavad Gita is chapter 2, verse 47. Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Most people will quote the very first line, Karmanyeva adhikaraste, to tell others, not themselves, to tell others that this is your duty. You're supposed to perform your duty, and your duty is that you should listen to what I have to say. So this is a way in which people with higher power subjugate those under them. Yeah? Parents with their children, sometimes husbands with their wives, or even parents of grown-up children will tell their grown-up children what you should not do, because karmanyeva adhikaraste. and very conveniently ignore ma phaleshu kadachana, etc. So like this, and many other ways, Ravana is using scripture to justify his nonsensical behavior by telling her it is dharmic. And then now he's getting into this romantic space and talking really nonsensical. Etau padau maya snigdhau shirobhi paripiditau prasadam kurute kshipram vashyo daso aham asmite. Daso aham asmite. I am your servant. Kshipram, very quickly. Prasadam kurume. Please show me your mercy. Accept my proposal. And allow me to massage your feet with my heads. Etau padau maya snigdhau shirobhi paripiditau. Let me massage your feet by my heads, which means I will place my head or heads at your feet. Ima shunya maya vachaha shunyamanena bhashita nacha api ravanaha kinchit murdhna stream pranametaha. He says, I'm suffering from a heart that is completely in distress from lust. I spoke all these words that are hollow because they don't match my stature. Imagine me as Ravana begging a woman. Have you ever heard something like that? It has never happened. I have never bowed my head in front of anybody. What to speak of a woman? So you can assess, Sita, how desperate I am for your company. Ima shunya maya vacha shushyamanena bhashita. I have spoken with such love and affection. And I'm talking about placing my head at your feet. Have you anyone ever heard Ravana being like that? I am completely taken by you, fallen for you. Eva mukta dashagrivo maithilim janakatmajaha kritanta vasham apanno mama iyam iti manyate. So then this Ravana is called Dashagriva. Evam uktva, having said like this, Dashagriva, he's spoken to Maithili, Janakatmaja, the woman called Maithili, who's the daughter of Janaka. Kritanta Vasham Apanna. He is completely under the sway. Krita Anta Vasham. He says that I am now ready to die for you, Sita. And Mama Iyam iti manyate. She is mine. Mama Iyam. She is mine. He is determined that she is mine. In a materialistic frame of mind, the tendency of exploitation is such that a person looks at or comes towards the energy of the Supreme Lord, the material energy, and thinks, Iyam Mama, this is mine. This is for me to enjoy. Therefore, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, tells Arjuna, Aprameyam itastwanyam prakritim vidime para. There is another superior energy of mind called the Jiva Bhuta, the living entity. Ya edam dharayate jagat. And he, that living entity, dharayate, tries to exploit the material world, the resources, the assets, by how does he or she exploit it? By making everything his. So this is called Mama Iyam. So we understand that the sense of Mama, the prestige or false prestige, comes from a wrong sense of Aham. Earlier he said, Aham, I am the supreme. There is no Indra, Devata, anybody who can parallel me. So he's saying, I am the supreme personality of Godhead. In chapter 16 of Bhagavad Gita, there is ample a description of it where Krishna describes the person, says, what God? There is no God. In fact, there is no equal to me anywhere. And everything that I see and survey is mine. So he's looking at Sita Devi and he has determined, Iyam Mama Iti. Thus he concluded that she is mine. Now we're going to hear next time Sita's response. She gives him a lashing by her words. Now, that's not today. Now I want to see if there are any questions or comments. Any thoughts you have, any reflections? Did it bring up anything from you, from your study of Prabhupada's books, and you want to share anything? I see comments from Shamasaki that some verses that, like Ravana, we misuse, or not we, people misuse. We don't misuse anything. Others misuse. Is where Krishna says to Arjuna, Yathechasi tatha kuru, do as you like. And most people say, Krishna said, do as you like. And the other is Nigraham Kim Karishyati. What does repression accomplish? As a way to not control one's senses, and justified by saying Krishna says repression doesn't work anyway, so let me go on with my sense gratification. Thank you. Nice. Any questions, comments? Okay, let me ask. What did you feel hearing Ravana's words to Sita Devi? Cringy. Okay. Bheda hasn't come yet. Danda hasn't come yet. But it's a very exquisite sense of pickup lines that that people use, showing off his car, showing his, and did you make a list of the different ways in which he is trying to woo her? First, ego is making him blind. He has 20 eyes, not just 2. Good question. We're going to get there. Persuasion, conversation, temptation, threat, fear. He has told her, you are in Lanka, 100 yojanas away, no one can come. That's fear. He's threatening her that if anyone comes, there's nobody who can match my power. So the question Sri Rupa has is, how come Ravana was not purified in the presence of Sita Devi? Purification works by a pure source and a desire to become purified. Just as in the presence of Krishna, Shishupal did not become purified. Although the opportunity is there, but was not received. Similarly, Ravana is not receiving Sita Devi's pure association. He wants to exploit her body. He says Dasharatha has 1 head and 1 brain, and Dashagrihita has 10 heads and no brains. Very good. I agree. Can we easily say that Sita wasn't real Sita? No, we cannot say that. That is not the understanding of Valmiki Ramayana in the nature of Sita. If we assume Sita is not real Sita, then the whole idea of Ramachandra building a bridge and reclaiming Sita back sort of becomes nullified, or doesn't have the importance, especially if it is not his own wife. So how we understand Maya Sita is, there is reference by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and there is also reference in other Puranas, Adhyatma Ramayana also. But the Maya aspect of it is that just the way the deity of the Supreme Lord is fully spiritual and can walk and talk and eat and sing and do everything, but a materialistic person, when he or she approaches the deity, it behaves like, or it acts like matter. It's only wood or metal or stone. So in that sense, Ravana approaching Sita Devi is he's approaching the Maya aspect of Sita Devi. Okay. I'm not going to read all the comments unless there are questions. It said Ravana is eloquently expressing and having the power to do what most people in the world aspire to but are powerless. I get it. Thank you. Yeah. Are we being enticed by the illusory Ravana-like mind of what all is available for us to enjoy and how far we are from Sri Ramachandra and Sita Devi? Most likely. Conditioned souls are entrapped by Maya. Prabhupada says that there is the Avaranatmika Shakti and Prakshepatmika Shakti. And these aspects of that Maya Shakti, one, remove the sense of accessibility to the Supreme, and second, remove the desire to also access the Supreme. Keeps them very busy. Prabhupada uses the phrase or talk about a line of goats are waiting to be slaughtered. And while this fellow is being slaughtered, the one who's next in line is given nice green grass and is happy eating grass, not considering that I'm next on the chopping block. The chopping block is that every access to the Supreme Lord is cut or stopped until it is revived. And Sita Devi, on the other hand, will show us what that determination looks like in the midst of such tormenting by the Ravana-like circumstances of the mind and Maya Devi's influence. Okay, looks like nothing else. Any other? All right. So we'll end here. We'll end here with a prayer to Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Today is his appearance day. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written hundreds and hundreds of songs. Among the wonderful songs, there is one song, Emona Durmati, Samsara Bhitare, that I am now here struggling in the material world because of my Durmati, my contaminated mind. And this Ravana, like contaminated mind that has 10 heads and 20 arms and very formidable, has entrapped me within this material sphere in this body called Lanka, a body like Lanka that is not easily accessible. And I'm guarding it and protecting it from the drops of grace that Sri Ramachandra is so eager to offer, and Sri Hanumanji who's so eager to make contact with. All I need is a little eagerness, according to Rupa Goswami, a little eagerness, even a slight turning of my head or face towards that mercy, so that instead of Bahirmukha, we are Abhimukha, we are turning towards. And so may Bhakti Vinod Thakur's great efforts and songs and writings and his mercy fall upon us, befall on us, so we may become determined to connect with the supreme couple, the divine couple, Sita Ramachandra, Radha Krishna, Lakshmi Narayana, however we are inspired, again back in a way that that our full happiness can be opened up and lived in a way that we are happy and spiritually situated. Until we meet again, thank you. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.